everybody, and thanks for joining us today. CBP Connects Charlotte kicks off June 9th. And once again, Charlotte, North Carolina. I can't wait to visit my neighbors in North Carolina. We're so excited to be working with the North Carolina Craft Brewers Guild on this. It's going to be an awesome event. We expect people to come from all across the country. A typical CBP Connect sees about 50% from the home state and 50% from all over. Our last event in San Diego, we had 31 states represented in 3 different countries. It was a great opportunity to learn alongside your peers from all over the place. And one thing I love about CBP Connects, we're going to consume the 14 educational sessions together. There's going to be a trade show, but people come with an open mindset. They come to learn. They come to talk to strangers. And it's really an environment where people come to really just connect, which I absolutely love. And today I'm joined by 3 speakers who will be joining us in Charlotte. We're going to learn more about their session soon, but first I want to learn a little bit more about them. And Aaron, you are to the right of me. You know the drill. You get to go first.
Well, hey, everybody. Aaron Gore, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Beer 30 and Vice President of the American Craft Beer Hall of Fame. Fortunate enough to be doing a tap talk at CBP Connects. And I know we'll be touching on some of those sessions later, but thanks for having me on, Andrew.
What CBP Connects number is this for you?
Oh, Charles.
Is this going to be 4 or 5?
4 or 5. I don't know. They all blend together. You can't quit me, Andrew. That's the important thing.
Well, I'm glad to have you back. Corey,
I'm glad to be there.
You're up, my friend.
All right, I'm Corey Lord, CEO of Lord CPAs. We're a business advisory, accountancy, and finance firm for breweries and other hospitality craft food businesses. This is going to be my first time at a CPB Connect, so this is going to be very exciting. Looking forward to it.
I'm honestly looking forward to spending time with you. So thanks for giving a talk. And Celeste, first off, for everybody who's listening on Spotify, Celeste is wearing an amazing hat right now.
Hi, my name is Celeste Beatty. I'm the brewer and founder of Harlem Brewing Company. I also sit on the board of the National Black Brewers Association, and I believe this is my first time speaking and maybe my third time.
Yeah, so Celeste, I think back to all the times we've interacted, and I've really enjoyed our phone calls leading up to this. But so often you and I see each other at a late night event, at another conference, and I'm normally sliding out to go to bed because I have to catch an early flight. So I'm looking forward to actually spending meaningful time with you. But I'd love to hear, why you're excited to come to Charlotte.
I'm really excited to come to Charlotte because, one, I've learned so much from CBP. It's just been a game changer in so many ways for me in terms of being able to connect with people and hear so many different points of view. And of course, I'm looking forward to the panel, getting feedback, sharing ideas about how we, during these times, can really find ways to figure out how much more we have in common than our differences, how music connects and all of that. So I just get so enriched from every CBP that I've ever been to. And I'm looking
The energy is going to be great. We'll dive into your fun session shortly. Now, Aaron, you've been to multiple, as we talked about, but talk about to us like what you love about the ability to connect with people when you come.
Well, I mean, this entire industry is about the people. A lot of folks when they first get into it, they'll say, they're getting into it for the beer, and that's perfectly fine. I even believe them when they say that. But if you've been doing this for very long, it has to be about the people, has to be about the community, it has to be about the humans. And if it's not, you're doing it for the wrong reason. And after a while, that's even how the business operates. We are a software company. We sell software that helps breweries run the back of their operations, production, sales, all that. But none of that happens in a vacuum, and none of that's going to happen with us just throwing ads at people, because this is an industry where people want to feel not just trust but camaraderie with the people that they're working with, the people that they're buying from, the people that they're helping support, and who are supporting them. So events like this that get everybody in a room together in an industry that can be so isolating so often, that people can become so sequestered within their small business so often, these are absolutely critical, not just from a business standpoint or even an educational standpoint, but even just a mental and emotional health standpoint in this industry.
Now, Aaron, we did spend some time together at CBC, but it was often late at night, perhaps after you fed me a few espresso martinis. We didn't get to spend that time during the day. And the one thing I love, we're going to learn together, but also have that time to unwind a little bit in a more social setting. So I'm looking forward to that. And who knows, maybe a few more espresso martinis somewhere.
There will definitely be espresso martinis. Don't worry.
Now, Corey, you agreed to give a talk at CBP Connects, which we are very, very thankful for. What motivated you to want to be involved?
Really, I'm passionate about the industry. I always have been. I've been working in this industry for over 10 years now. And, to be able to kind of collaborate with other brewers during this talk about the topic of the transformational economy and what it means to the brewing industry is just going to be, I think, incredibly enlightening for everybody involved, including myself. This is just going to be a wealth of knowledge from a lot of the individuals who are going to be there. So I'm really excited to mainly learn from everybody, as well as hopefully give a few insights to them as well.
Now, Corey, let's dive a little bit deeper into your talk. Your talk is Finding Success in the Transformation Economy. First off, what is the transformation economy and what can we expect from your talk?
So the transformation economy is basically kind of the endpoint of the value offering curve, so to speak, kind of speak technically there. Right now, you can see the brewing industry is moving into the experience economy. It's a lot of what craft brewers professionals do is talk about the data involved in the experience economy. But we are kind of seeing still another pivot that's happening in the industry as a whole, and it's going to be moving towards transformations. We're seeing it in the restaurant world, and we're seeing in a lot of other industries. And I'm looking to explore what different strategies we can implement to be ahead of the curve this time instead of kind of behind the curve.
Awesome. Well, I know I'm very much looking forward to that conversation. Now, Celeste, we've had some fun phone calls. I remember, I think it was Kevin Asado who first connected us. Like, oh, Celeste will probably love to come to Charlotte. She'll give a talk. And I think you emailed me back saying, well, what am I going to talk about? So we hopped on a call, really not knowing where this go, but wanted to kind of get to that focal point. Where did we end up and why are we excited about it? Why are you excited about it?
I'm very excited about the talk. I think, so much of what I've had the privilege of being a part of over the years has been music-based, has been experience-based, it's been culture-based, and I'm in Harlem right now. So can't get any better than that in terms of understanding the importance of culture as a unifier. So I'm just really looking forward to people are like, why are you mentioning Beyonce? Well,
tell us the name of your talk. I don't think we've said that out loud yet.
I don't even remember the whole name, but it's long. Beer, Beyonce, and
oh my gosh, you're the one talk I didn't have up. So her talk is actually called Beer, Beyonce, and the Path to World.
But anyway,
bridging divides.
Looking at music as a unifier. I mean, so many of our breweries exhibit that. That's so much a part of their draw and their purpose and what they focus on. So I really want to talk about that. And of course, the world has changed dramatically since you asked me to do this. So we need to have some conversations about how we can connect more music at the center, beer at the center, and so many other things that I think we can kind of take a deep dive in. And all the answers are there. It's just really connecting the dots. So I'm looking forward to talking about some of the fun things I think we can do around that to bring one another together. And I think Beyonce did that with her country music album. Who knew? But anyway, that and a few other things about what we can do in our local communities. I'm looking forward to hearing what people are doing and looking at things that we may not have thought about.
No, I'm looking forward to that as well. Your talk's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks again for being up for it.
Thank you.
Now, Aaron, I presented you with a challenge this CBP Connects. You've spent a lot of time on microphones at past CBP Connects, and we always enjoy learning from you and having you MC events. But this time, we're limiting your mic time to 18 minutes. So, two-part question. Honestly, how did you first feel when I told you you'd only have 18 minutes? And second part, tell us about your talk.
Oh, the first thought when you told me 18 minutes was how can I screw around with this and turn it into more? No. It's a good challenge. And yeah, for anybody who's unfamiliar, who's never been to a CBP Connects in the past, Tap Talks is a fantastic concept that Andrew brought over from the TED Talks concept. So the idea of 18 minutes, abbreviated conversations on a single topic, really just drilling into it in a fashion that lets people learn without necessarily feeling like they're drifting into, their eyes starting to shut and them looking for the exits. So being able to really drive home on something that I'm passionate about, which is, this industry, its state, how we got to where we are, and importantly, where we're going to be going from here is something that I'm really excited to do. I could probably talk 18 minutes about the 18-minute conversation, truthfully, but really the gist of it is it's called Riding the Wave. And the idea is that for a lot of folks now in this post 2018 craft brewers world, it feels like we failed. It feels like everything is coming to this grinding halt, and that rising tide that for so long was buoying the industry is beginning to crash. And I want to talk a bit about how we got to where we are today, why we got to where we are today, and I don't pretend to be a soothsayer, but a lot of this was a lot more predictable, even as far back as 2014 or earlier than people may actually assume that it was. So I do think that we have a little bit more insight into what the future holds than we may think. So being able to give people a little more assurance that this isn't some grand collapse. This is something that happens to a lot of industries. This is something that a lot of folks saw coming. This is something that, most importantly, isn't unusual to craft beer, and that there's lessons that we can take from other industries going back decades that have experienced similar things, and really be able to stand on those foundations and use that to the benefit of this entire industry.
No, I'm honestly pumped for your session. You and Sam Holloway gave a great talk at CBP Connects San Diego. I think we got a lot of good and appropriate follow-ups at this one.
I'm glad I had like 24 hours notice on that one. So we'll see what I can do with several months.
You got this. So everybody, Aaron, Corey, and Celeste are 3 of 14 sessions that we have. We got a lot of content for you at CBP Connects. We're really proud and excited to have a great group of respected speakers take the stage in Charlotte. But Aaron, you're almost in Charlotte. You're somewhat local to that area. A lot of people I know probably haven't been to Charlotte in the region surrounding before. Give us a few tips of, things we need to do, maybe things to avoid, anything as travelers that we should know when we come to your neck of the woods.
No, absolutely. Charlotte's one of those funny cities where if you're not from the Carolinas, you probably at best heard about it maybe through the Charlotte Hornets or the Carolina Panthers. That's usually about it.
Aaron,
but it really is a great city.
I don't like interrupting you, but just want to shout out, we actually have the Charlotte Hornets on a panel discussing what beer can learn from other industries. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I know I'm pumped for it. But
I mean, I am a Celtics fan, so I might have to withdraw from speaking at this event. Oh no, but Charlotte really is a great city. It's a lot bigger than people realize. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the country over the last couple of decades. It's gotten to the point now, I think it's like number 14 or so largest city in the U.S. and continues to just absolutely explode. So there's a surprising amount to do. It was originally built on like the banking industry, but these days it really is a beer city. If you love beer, this is a place to be. There's 75 plus breweries in the metro area, and we're up to like 3.8 million people in the metro as well. That's more by like an additional half than the entire state of Rhode Island. So it's been fun to watch. I've been in this area for about a decade, spent a decent chunk of my career in the greater Charlotte market. And it's fun to watch people be able to get here and see not only the quality of the beer and the quality of the experiences, just the quality of the culture here, but also, just be able to really indulge in it and see that there is something really nice about a city where almost no one's from here. Almost everybody is from Ohio or from New York or from Pennsylvania or from Michigan or from Massachusetts. And that really creates this extremely optimistic environment because almost everybody is here by choice. They're here because they elect to be. They're here because this is some place that has something to offer them. And that really does give a good energy to a city that a lot of people have just not had a chance or an occasion to visit.
Okay. Any must visit, restaurants, any sites to see?
Oh yeah, museums downtown are definitely one that you want to go to see. The Levine Museum of the New South, fantastic. The Mint Museum, absolutely fantastic. Restaurant-wise, they start popping up day after day. That used to actually be one of the things Charlotte did terribly. But if you're going to be in the area, definitely grab some barbecue. As far as I'm concerned, North Carolina is North Carolina and South Carolina, the only places you can get actual barbecue in the whole country. I don't know what Kansas City, Memphis, or Texas are on about. Good food, not barbecue. Some really good soul food as well. Nana Soul Food down on southwest of Uptown. Unsung, fantastic soul food restaurant. And we have actually really, really good Vietnamese and Korean food as well. There's large Vietnamese and Korean populations in the city. It's doing some really, really good stuff. So if you know where to look, a place like Soul Food that does Southern Korean fusion, that's one of my favorite restaurants in the whole city. It's right near where we're going to be for CBP Connects. Definitely a place worth checking out.
Good tips there, Aaron. Now, Celeste, you also spent a bit of time in North Carolina. What do you love about North Carolina, and what are some recommendations that you have?
Wow. In North Carolina or Charlotte specifically? Well, Charlotte, I was just recently at Uptown Yoke. I participated in the Bay Haven Festival for the last couple of years, and Chef Greg Collier has a couple of restaurants. Uptown Yoke is one of them. As you've already said, they're museums. They're several years over the last 50 years. So Charlotte is like a home. My mother's brother lives there. So next to my hometown of Winston-Salem, where I grew up. Echo everything that was just said. It is a culinary hub. Lots of breweries are there. Several have moved from New York because they were following New Yorkers there, as I read the story. So I just think it's an incredible city for music, art, barbecue, soul food, and of course, beer.
Just don't get the pizza. We're still figuring that out.
Charlotte? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. Other than that, we do pretty good food now.
Corey, have you been to Charlotte before?
No, not yet. So I'm looking forward. I'm a big foodie, and anywhere new to drink beer is always exciting to me.
So everyone planning to come to CBP Connect Charlotte, we have a packed schedule each day. We start at 8 a.m. with coffee and the trade show. Then we go through workshop from 9 until about 5 every day. There is a nice little dinner break where you can explore some of the spots that Aaron and Celeste mentioned, but we're going to have lots of great beer. We're kicking off things at CCC Brewing at their barrel room. That's actually where the workshop is. It's going to be a great environment to learn together. We're going to be at NoDa Brewing, and we're going to be at Resident Culture, their Gilded Cellar location. It's going to be a lot of fun. But as we close this out, Corey, I want to start with you on this one. You three are joining us. I'm pumped to have you. But why should other people also join us in Charlotte for CBP Connects?
Well, my main motivation for wanting to be part of this is I love collaborating with other business owners and knowing that this is the industry that I really hold dear and work with a lot myself with my firm. That camaraderie and collaboration is just really exciting to be part of. So that's what I'm really looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I mean, the collaborative spirit's definitely going to be there in Charlotte. Okay, Celeste, how about you? Why should everybody else join us? Those listening right now and on the internets.
Yeah, I think right now more than ever we need, some fresh tools. We need insights from other brewers and people from the industry. As already been mentioned, this is a time of transformation. I think this is for us to get together, imagine what the craft beer industry can be, what it can look like. So I think all the ingredients are there for you to be able to sort of just dig in and immerse yourself in this amazing information and connect with so many wonderful people from around the country, and I believe the world from the last time I went, and just put yourself in there and fully immerse, and I think you will be completely excited and pleasantly surprised if it is your first time about just how much information you can gather from there and how it will help you move forward in the industry right now.
Awesome. Now, Aaron?
Well, I mean, obviously, because people can hang out with me, Corey, and Celeste, I feel like that should be all the reason they need. But
three very smart people to learn from.
But no. In all seriousness, there's really two main reasons are what I would tell people. And the first is, more the industry and where we are right now. Things have become a lot more competitive. The market has been changing. It's been becoming a lot more mature. And, it's easy to feel like those are bad things. But really what we have is an industry filled with passionate amateurs, honestly. I've seen people who have been in this industry for 7, 10, 15 years, and they're really still people who are figuring it out as they go. And if we're being honest, are more just really passionate hobbyists who are commercializing that hobby than they are people who are approaching it as a business. And I don't mean that as a negative. That's what built this industry. That's what created this incredible, creative, community-driven, innovative environment. But in this new normal and what will be the continuing normal, we have to really start professionalizing and treating this as a business. And that doesn't have to take away from that passion, that excitement, that creativity. But events like this give you the opportunity to learn, not just from your peers, but also from subject matter experts, even from people outside the industry who can bring some of those learnings in and help you run your business better so that you can get back to the beer and the people that got you into this to begin with. And the second side is that people, think about summer camp. People go to summer camp for 5 days in the summer, and they'll form lifelong friendships because while you're there, you're doing everything with people. You're waking up with them, you're spending the day with them on various activities, you're hanging out into the night, you're gossiping, hanging out in your bunks. That's really what CBP Connects is. When you get everybody in this room on one track of education, in one, not small, but like relatively small space compared to like a full convention center, all learning together, interacting together. Your icebreakers are always fantastic, Andrew, which means that people actually have to talk to people they didn't come with, which is nice. And then carrying that forward into the evening, it really creates this environment where you feel like one big cohesive group that is really coming along and developing relationships and developing this learning all as one. And that's a truly unique experience that you'll not find a bigger advocate for local brewers conferences, state brewers conferences, CBC than me. Lord knows I've done enough of them. But there is something a little different about CBP Connects, something a little more intimate that I think creates a very different qualitative experience that if you've never been to one is definitely worth coming to.
No, I appreciate the summer camp analogy there. Ashley Randolph of Lifting Lucy, Pink Boots, and many other organizations. She describes it, and I love it because that's truly what it is. We're coming to connect and learn from each other, and the energy that's present is just going to get you excited. I mean, just having this conversation with you all today, and before this, I was on a panel preparing for the panel we have. I said panel a lot just now on what beer can learn from other industries. We've got Bojangles, Bank of America. We have got the Charlotte Hornets on it. And just hearing Lisa Parker at the North Carolina Craft Brewers Guild, like kind of pepper them with questions like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to learn face to face with all these people in just a few weeks. And like having this call and that call back to back, I'm ready to see you all face to face. So I appreciate all of you, Aaron, Corey, and Celeste. It's going to be so much fun spending time together in Charlotte. And for everybody listening, we still got time to grab your spot. We've got a few weeks away. We kick off June 9th. We're June 9th, 10th, and 11th in Charlotte, North Carolina. You can grab your spot at CBP. That's cbpconnects.com. And we hope to see you there. But everybody, we appreciate you and see you soon. Cheers.
Take it easy, guys.